Hi there. Do you want to get some objectivity into your game? If you do, come back in a second and I'll show you how to practice objectively. Getting some objectivity into your golf game is the start of playing better golf. But what do I mean by that? Well, basically what I'm talking about is being able to make shot-making decisions out on the golf course. You need information, objective information, about your ability with each individual golf club. And as we all know, we won't be able to hit every golf club as well as one another. Usually you'll be able to hit the short irons closer to the hole, and you'll be able to, or you'll struggle more with the longer irons and fairway woods, drivers, etc. In order to make the decision which is the best club to use on the golf course, you need some objective feedback. Now, nowadays, if you watch the professionals, they're all using things they call TrackMan, which is basically a radar system which will show them instantaneously how far they've hit the ball and how much dispersion there is from the target. It will also tell them, are they right, are they left, are they short, are they long? Now, in the old days, this is something I used to do with what I call the dispersion chart, and I'll show you how to do a dispersion chart. But the first thing you want to do is get on the driving range with a bucket of balls and do some constructive practice. Now, how to do that is quite simple. If you take, say, 10 shots with each club in the bag, what you want to do is go through the same routine as you would do on the golf course. That means picking out a target, going through your usual pre-shot preparation, getting a feeling of the shot you want to hit, and then really concentrating and trying to hit it close. Now, obviously today I can look at the TrackMan results and that will show me exactly how far I've actually hit the golf ball, whether it's gone right or left of the target, and so on and so forth. If you haven't got a TrackMan, you're going to have to unfortunately go out there and measure this, but believe me, it's worth your while. What you then do is you put this information into a dispersion chart, and I'm going to show you now how to actually build a dispersion chart, and then basically how to fill one out and get the results that you're looking for. So this is what I call a dispersion chart. Basically, I just draw a hexagon on a piece of white paper and then divide the hexagon. I've divided it first of all from its points and also obviously a dividing line from top to bottom so that I've got it almost kind of quartered and also then divided up in different shapes. You'll see why when I actually start putting some information in. Then basically what I will do, depending on the club that I've taken and the distance I expect to hit the club, I'll first of all put the first data in. So I'm going to hit a 7-iron, or I hit a 7-iron on this test. So I'll put that in. And I hit the 7-iron normally around about 150. That's my average distance for a 7-iron. So I start off with the first of 10 balls and place that starting with the one that was furthest away from the flag. So say there was a ball that was out here on the left here, and I know it was 15 meters away from the flag because I measured that out. It was also around about 7 meters or 8 meters past the flag, and it was around about 10 meters left of the center line to the flag. So if you think about it, I'm looking at the distance here. Basically, 15 meters is from the flag out to the ball. The 8 meters is the distance from the center line up to the ball, and the 10 meters is the distance from the center line to the side to the ball. And that's basically how I get these three numbers. Then I will basically plot in the other 9 balls. So there was one down here. So that one basically also went past the flag. This time it was only 7 meters past the flag, but it was 7 meters away and 4 meters from the center line. Then we had another ball up here, Now this obviously can take a little bit of time, so if you want to go and have a coffee or come back in about a minute, you can do that. So I believe we've got 10 points there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they represent all of the 10 shots that I hit. So now I'm going to go into the working out. But before we actually start doing any math on this, you can get quite a good idea simply by joining the dots. So if I basically go down here and fill the dots in, then you can actually see from that form that I tend to hit the ball long left with this club. So just by looking at that, I'm getting a bit picture in my mind of where I'm basically generally hitting the golf balls in relation to the flag with this golf club on this day. And that's kind of objective information I can take into a round of golf. Then the next thing is basically work out the percentages. So first of all, I want to just simply count the number of balls I hit long, which is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I don't know. You can really say that count that as 6 long. So you've got basically 60% of them were past the flag, which would give me 40% short of the flag. And then how many left and right of the target? So you've got a similar kind of numbers here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So 60% left of the flag, 40% right of the flag. So that basically says what the first graph said to me, but I've got it more in kind of figures in my mind. So again, if I'm playing around a golf and I can actually see I've got trouble on the right and no trouble on the left as far as the green's concerned, then it might be worthwhile having a go at the flag on the green. If the flag's stuck on the left-hand side of the green, though probably with this club, if that's the kind of club I've got to be hitting in, that's not the right decision. I might have to go for the middle of the green just to give myself a little bit more room to the left. I can obviously go into this a little bit more detail. One of the first things I like to know is just basically what's my average dispersion with this golf club. Again, we can argue about what are the most important numbers to know with this, but if I basically take all the numbers on the left and then add them up in the calculator, so I'll just basically go around. So we go 4 plus 7 plus 4 or 15 plus 14 plus 8 plus 5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 6 plus 6 equals 67 divided by that. So I've got an average dispersion of 6.7 meters over the 10 shots that I hit. So more or less, if I would just again just take that number, that dispersion, and I basically see a flag on a green, I want to have 7 meters around that flag before I'll actually take it on. Otherwise, I'll be looking more at kind of the fat part of the green and playing into the fat part of the green. The next thing I'm really looking at is kind of long and short. So what the kind of dispersion figures long past the hole, how far past the hole am I going? So in this case, we're basically looking at the second number in the scale to actually see what's going on there. So dispersion long, we're looking at 0 plus 7 plus 8 plus 4 plus 8 plus 5 divided by 6. My calculator gave me something a bit strange there, so let's try that again. 7 plus divided by 6 is 8.83. So if I'm aiming at a flag on the green, I need at least 9 meters of space behind the flag in order for me to take that one on. So again, it gives me a good idea, depending on flag position, whether I should be attacking that flag with the iron that I have in my hand, or whether I'd be better off maybe taking a different club and playing it short of the flag. Often, obviously, if you're playing it past the flag, you're going to leave yourself with a downhill putt. Now let's see how the dispersion is short of the flag. So you've got 2 plus 5 plus, which is 2.5 meters. So you can actually see, on the other hand, even if a flag is short, because it's unlikely that it's going to be less than much more than 3 meters off the green, I can have a go at that. So even if they decide to put the flag right at the front of the green, I can be, with this club, I can attack it, because I don't tend to be too far short of the hole. Now finally, we'll have a look at the left and right dispersion. So we're taking the last number because it's the distance away from the middle line. So we'll look at the left dispersion starting at the bottom. It's 466, so you've got 4.66 is my average dispersion left of the hole. So actually, although it looks pretty grotesque on the graph, it's basically just that one ball that went out about 8 meters left of my target, maybe a little bit more. And that basically has given me this feeling that I haven't really got an awful lot of room on the left. But getting into the numbers actually says, well, okay, you really don't usually hit it too far left. And if you were anything 5 meters of room left of the flag, you could probably have a go at it with this iron. On the right side, you can see that's going to be quite a nice one. It's 2.5 meters, so around about 2.5 meters. Again, it's unusual for them to put a flag that close to the side of the green. So even if they've decided to tuck a flag into the right side of the green, looking at the numbers, I can have a go at that one. Now, again, you would have to do this more than once to actually get any kind of a good average going. But I find that this is a nice way of looking at my dispersion when I'm especially on the winter months and not getting on the golf course as much. I'll also do these kind of graphs for carry dispersion, because fortunately with the TrackMan it will show me exactly where the ball is landing and exactly how far away from the center line, how far long and how short it is, so I can actually get those numbers quite quickly. It's very difficult to do if you're just going out there, because obviously you aren't going to see the golf ball land unless you've got a spotter who's going to do that, which is what the caddies used to do in the old days. So once you have your dispersion chart for each club in the bag, you're now far better prepared to play a golf course. If you know that you have an 11-meter dispersion on a 7-iron shot, then you also know that you can't take on a flag that has a bunker 3 meters away from it. On the other hand, if you look at my dispersion chart for the 7-iron, you can actually see that the dispersion is more to the left of the target than to the right. My average dispersion left is 7 or 8 meters, whereas my average dispersion right is only 3 meters. Therefore, if I have a flag on the right side of the green, where the bunker is 5 or 6 meters away, but I've got a whole green on the left side, I might well take that flag on. On the contrary, if the flag is on the left side of the green, where I've only got 3 or 4 meters to the bunker there, I wouldn't take that flag on. I'd be hitting more to the center of the green. The same thing is right for the dispersion in front or behind the hole. If you tend to hit the ball over the flag, over your normal distance, then you really got to be careful, because that could leave you a lot of difficult shots back into the flag, especially if the flag is at the back of the green. On the contrary, if you know that you tend to be a little bit under clubbing, that means that you're always a little short of the hole, then you can take the flag on that's at the back of the green, because you know you're unlikely to actually go past it. The only way really to score well on the golf course is to pick the correct club, to know exactly when to have a go at a tight pin position and when to leave it alone. And I think only by getting good objective data are you ever going to start making the right decisions on the golf course. It was only a quick one today. Hope you enjoyed it. As ever, if you did, please hit the like button. If you Want to see more of my content as it comes out, then subscribe to the channel and don't forget the little bell at the side. I'll leave the philosophy as ever up here on the left side. If you're interested in my further philosophy on golf and a golf swing, you can download that and it'll give you some nice bedtime reading. Otherwise, I wish you all a very good evening and we'll see you soon.